position yourself, guys. We're gonna start down on the ground. Nice and easy today. And then we will come up to stand and to grab that first circuit. So what I'm gonna have you guys do is find your runner's lunge. So you're gonna be kneeling. You're gonna bring one leg out in front of you. I want you to take your back hip and I want you to flex your glute forward. So you're pushing that glute forward. You should feel this nice big stretch through the back of your front leg. And then we're gonna go ahead and kneel down to the ground. So make sure your heel is grounded into the floor as well. Bring your hands down to the ground. If you have a hard time getting down to the ground, keeping your back flat, you can bring yourself up to your fists to give you a little bit more, or you can use your dumbbells. So all I did was pop them on the ground, and I can hold on to those just to elevate. You can use them kind of as yoga blocks. But if you can get down all the way down to the ground, great. Make sure that glute is still flexed behind you, your back is flat. We're gonna alternate, so I'm gonna reach up towards the ceiling, keeping my hips, especially this right hip, pushed forward. And then I'm gonna set this arm down towards my foot, push into my leg for some extra leverage and balance. And this is gonna be much harder. I want you to breathe into that opposite twist. And you're just gonna work through both sides here. We're gonna aim for about 5 on each side. Exhale to reach up. Inhale as you bring the arms down. Again, just warming the body up, loosening up those muscles this morning. So you're just slowly moving into it. If you can't get a full range of motion, that's fine. We're gonna get 2 more on this side. And then we're gonna come into that hip and ankle mobility. Finish the one you're on. And then I'm gonna have you go ahead and bring yourself back on top of your hip. So again, quick posture check. Make sure your glute is still flexed forward. Your hips are in alignment. So sometimes this top hip kind of jacks itself up. I want you to go ahead and push so they're in a straight line. They're parallel with each other. And then keeping your heel down, because we're really gonna focus on that ankle mobility, push your knee just over the front of your toes for this first set. You're gonna get that deeper stretch through your hip. We're also working on that, again, ankle mobility, which is gonna be very important when we come into our lunges and our squats. So just slowly rocking forward and back. The moment you lose that heel though, so if you start to come forward and your heel lifts, we're no longer getting that stretch. We're using our joints. So you're gonna go as far as your heel and your ankle will allow you to go. You're gonna go 2 more forward, and then we're gonna take the knee inside. So it's just gonna be a small little rotation to that internal. So go ahead and finish the last forward one. And then go ahead and slide forward. And this time I want you to just kind of take the knee in. See how far you can take it again. Grounding that foot, listening to the body. Don't push too far, but just trying to open up the hip for that internal rotation here. And then also working on that ankle as well. We're gonna go 2 more here. And then you're gonna take that foot to the outside. So we're gonna go ahead and find that center. Keep that glute flex and then bring that knee all the way out as far as you can with that foot and hip. You're gonna feel that bigger pull through your groin. You're gonna feel that hip opening up a bit more. We're gonna go 2 more here. And then last one, guys. And then take a second if you need to shake out your legs. You're gonna go ahead and switch sides. So you're gonna find that same position on the opposite side. Bring that opposite leg forward. Flex that back glute, get that stretch through the quad and the hip. And then again, check your hips out. Make sure they're not jacked up. Pull into alignment, keeping that glute flex. Then, depending on how you need to elevate, bring those hands down to the ground, doing your best to keep that back flat. We're gonna open up the inside. Big reach towards the ceiling. Inhale down, open to the outside. Bring it down. Going at your own speed. Doing your best to keep those hips facing forward as you're reaching into these stretches. So you get more range of motion through the back. We're gonna aim for 2 more. And then we're gonna come into that same ankle mobility on this side. All right, guys, last one each side, big reach. Once you finish that internal reach, bring yourself back on top of your hips. So bring yourself to pick yourself up. Quick posture check, check that glute, check your hips again real quick, and then go ahead and just start sliding over, heel down, most important thing. Notice any discrepancies between your sides. So maybe you notice this side's a little tighter, you're not able to get the knee as far forward, or maybe it feels much easier. We just want to start to get to know our own bodies, where our imbalances are, so that we can start working on trying to create more balance between both sides. And it's really normal to have one side that's a little bit more flexible or stronger. We're gonna get one more forward, and then you're gonna bring that knee in again. Again, just listen to the body go as far as your hip and your ankle will allow. We don't wanna cross that barrier into pain, but just kind of working the hip, ankle through their full ranges of motion. Getting them warmed up before we get started today. You're gonna get one more internal one, breathe into it. Take that knee to the outside, and again, make sure that foot is gripped into the ground, the whole entire foot, not just the heel, the toes, the ball of the foot. Got a nice, good foundation. We're gonna get two more outside. You guys keep going. I'm gonna let Mel in. All right. Hey, Mel. All right, finish that last one for me, guys. We're gonna come down, you're gonna find that fourplex for me. We're gonna come into your mid-back opener. So, most important thing, whenever we're in this position, we're gonna make sure that we are not arching the back. Pull that core in, keep the core neutral. If you need to, even an overcompensation up is better than letting those hips drop and letting that stomach drop. So, first thing, pull your shoulders back, engage your core to find neutral. Put your hand around your ear. It's gonna be very similar to that stretch we just did in that runner's lunge position, but now we're lifting that elbow up. This is for your mid-back. So I want to keep my hips steady, and I want this rotation to stem from my ribs and higher. So I'm really working the mid-back. Big exhale to try and attempt to stack that elbow on my opposite shoulder. If you are tight, that feels like an impossible thing. We keep working towards it. Eventually, you'll feel that back opening up a bit more. Exhale as you reach that elbow. Inhale as you release down. We got one more on this side, guys. Take a second to rest here. Shake out the shoulders. Do a couple of arm circles if you need to. Re-engage that core. Re-engage those shoulders to pull back and down. And then go ahead and grip onto the opposite side. Exhale to rotate again. Noticing any discrepancies. So for me, my range of motion is much smaller on this side. But just getting to know your own body and then keeping those hips square as you do your best to really move through the upper back. This gets really tight from the sitting all day. And also everything we do is in that forward plane of motion. So our shoulders and our mid-back tend to round forward. We're gonna get one more here, guys. So finish the one you're on. Drop both hands back down to the floor for me. We're gonna slide into your frogger position. So you're gonna take your knees as wide as you can comfortably. And then if you wanna make it easier, your toes are gonna point straight back behind you. But if you wanna make it a little harder, you're gonna flex your feet so your toes come up towards your face, your heels go away from you. You can play around with the foot angle if you want. Try with pointed and then you can come into flex. You're gonna come down to your forearms. The most important thing is, again, we don't want our glutes to come up. So you're gonna brace your core and you're gonna keep that back neutral. And then you're gonna push into those hips for that nice big groiner stretch. Depending how tight you are this morning, you may be getting pretty far back on your heels, or you may be like me, where it feels like you're barely moving. That's fine. As long as you're feeling that pull from knee to knee and you're keeping that core strong, you're golden. Just keep working that body. It will loosen up. We'll be able to slide a bit further back as we transition. And we got about 5 more. So you're only about halfway through the set. Exhale as you sink back. Be very cognizant of what that tailbone's doing. Try to not let it shift down or up. And instead, really focusing on that neutral spine and forcing the hips and the groin to start to give you that range of motion. All right, guys, 2 more here. We're gonna come up to standing. We're gonna start picking up the tempo. Hold here at the bottom for 10, breathing into those hips. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. I want you to find your way up to standing. I'm going to give you a little time, so if you need to reposition your camera, feel free to, so you can see. What we're going to do is we're going to start the timer. We're going to go from these last 2 warm-up right into our weighted circuit. Today's going to go upper body for the first half class, a couple lower body, and then we'll finish with some core and cardio, okay? I want you guys to just do some hip circles, so you're just moving that knee up, around, and through, just like we were working on, just that range of motion. If you're feeling good this morning, you can turn this, balance, into a little bit more of a plyometric movement, where you're kind of hopping through it. But again, just listening to your body. If you're feeling stiff and you need that slower, you want to take the hand to help you open up the knee, you can do that as well. You got about 25 seconds. We're just trying to get that blood starting to pump through the body, warming everything up. 15 seconds left, guys. All right, last 10. We're gonna go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, go ahead and rest. You're gonna come into a high knee. So again, depending how you're feeling this morning, if you wanna march it out, make it a little easier, you're gonna be right here. If you can, you're gonna join me. We're gonna get that blood pumping before we grab onto the weights. So choose your version. We're gonna go here in 2, 1, and go. So I want the arms and legs pumping here, and I want you pulling your knees up with your core. And then just moving as quick as you can right now. Should be about 60, maybe 70% of your max effort. We're still in those beginning phases, so don't worry if you're not at full intensity. Just get that blood pumping, get those arms moving, get those legs moving. We're gonna come into those weights. Today's gonna be a tough workout. You're gonna really feel those muscles working. So we got 15 seconds, guys. Almost there. Last 10. All right, we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, so how this is gonna work. You can always modify down to 1 dumbbell. You can take breaks as you need to. But while we are in a set, you're not gonna have a break. The sets are about 4 minutes. You're gonna go shoulders, back bicep, chest tricep. Then we'll take a long break. And then we'll come into the legs, okay? So I'll give you your first strength movement. In between each strength movement, instead of actually resting, you're gonna have an isometric movement, which just means we're holding tension within a static, so there's no movement, we're just statically holding our tension. So for our shoulders, you can go no weights or with a weight, but in between each set, you're gonna drop your weight. You're gonna hold 1 weight right out in front of you, okay? So if you have multiple weights, maybe you have light and heavy, you might wanna keep those light ones close so that you can use those. And again, if it's too much, you're just gonna hold your arms out in front of you, create tension through your arm by creating that fist and squeezing your shoulder blades back down your back, and then just flexing through the arm. That in itself will be hard enough, okay? So you don't need the weights either. But let's get started. So our first movement, guys, we're gonna come into our shoulder press. Standing shoulder press, make sure those glutes underneath your core is tight. You're just gonna push straight above your head, bring them down, trying to work through that full range of motion. If that bothers your shoulders, if you know you have weak shoulders, you're gonna come into a high pull instead, okay? So let's get after it. We're gonna be right here. We're gonna push up, bring it down. Perfect. Nice strong center. Hips are gonna be here to help us out. So if you start to fatigue, you can give yourself that little hip bend to help push those weights up. But we're gonna try to keep it as strict as we can for as long as we can. We got 25 seconds. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Almost there, guys. Really starting to feel a warm up. 15 seconds here. Breathe through it. Last 10. Keep going. All right, guys, we're gonna go 3. You're ready to drop that dumbbell coming into that front raise. We're gonna go here, ready, set, go. It's only 15 seconds, hold it out. So we're gonna come right into our lateral raise. So you're bringing those dumbbells straight out to your side. We're gonna go here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those arms again. There's no breakthrough here. So long arms if I can. If that's hard, I'm gonna bend at my elbow and lift up. If you need to come to an alternating is fine too. You are gonna feel these shoulders. I know you're already feeling them. I want you to do your best to get as many reps as you can. Take breaks as you need to. So if you need to shake them out, let them rest. Jump back in when you can. We got 25 seconds, guys. Again, a little hip help is gonna work too. So a little bend to launch them up. We got 15 seconds. You're gonna come into that front hold. So you're gonna drop both dumbbells or one dumbbell. Bring it out to hold it out in front of you. We're gonna go here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Bring it out. You got one more movement left, guys. Nice long arms if you can. Pull the core underneath you. Try to keep them out of your shoulders. I know we're burning. We got 10 seconds. We're gonna go to a thruster. Some of you are gonna want to go down to one dumbbell with this. Keep them up, keep them up. 2, 1. Time. Put those dumbbells at your shoulders. Little bend. Throw them, catch them. So it's like that first movement. It's a little bit more explosive. A little faster. I know we're burning. This is it for the shoulders. We get that break coming up. Use those hips to create that momentum up. Exhale up, inhale down. Pretend like you're catching it and throwing those dumbbells. Create that same power. 25 seconds. Let's go. If you need to go down to 1, go down to 1. If you need to go down to none, go down to none. 15. Almost there. Great job, guys. Last 10. Here we go. We're gonna go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Time. Shake out those arms. You got a break here. If you want to give them a little pound, sometimes that helps with the tension. I'm getting warm. I'm taking off my first layer. All right, guys. So very similar setup. We're gonna move into your back though, okay? So back and biceps. This first one's gonna be more of a recovery. So actually, I'll leave that going. What we're gonna do is you're gonna, for your iso hold, you're gonna, 2 options. You can go no weights, depending how your low back feels. Ideally, you're gonna give me this parallel back, and you're just gonna pull your pinkies like they're gonna touch. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Again, you can do this with dumbbells or no weight. I might go no weights because this is gonna get pretty tough, but you guys decide for yourself, okay? If this hurts your low back, bring yourself up to standing, give yourself a nice little bounce in your knees. You're gonna pull back like this, pulling those shoulders back and down, okay? So just be aware, when we come into that forward bend, if we bring our chest out far, and we're not bending to our knees, there's a lot of tension on our low back. So we wanna bend, drop into those hips, protect that low back, okay? All right, guys, you got 10 seconds. Your first one was just a regular bicep curl. So if you have one, you're gonna hold it by either side, curl up. We're gonna go here in 2, 1, and go. So you're just gonna bring it up, curl down. Pull those shoulders back and down, getting that full flex up, drag it down. So remember, there's no break. When we're in a circuit, we're in it. So you're gonna come, you're gonna find your variation of that reverse fly, whether you're gonna try to go all the way down to parallel, make it hard for yourself, or whether you're gonna keep more of an upright stance. You don't need weights. You can go no weights, or you can go ahead and grab onto those weights for that extra challenge. Like I said, I think I might go no weights, but just hit something that's gonna work for you this morning, guys. We got 15 seconds. Exhale up, inhale, drag. Almost there. Get ready to make that transition. We're gonna go here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those dumbbells, find your position. Squeeze those shoulder blades back and together. That's what this whole movement is. It's just us squeezing our shoulders together, flexing our upper back. You have 7 seconds. We're gonna come into a staggered row. So you're gonna take that bent over position, or if you need to take more of an upright position, again, take that upright position. Pull one arm, go ahead and join me. Pull the opposite arm, release. If you only have one weight, pull to your stomach, or pull one side, Susan, switch, pull the opposite side, okay? Now, if this hurts your back, guys, again, take it up a little bit higher to protect the low back, but if you can, Bring it low, hold, hold, release, release. Squeezing those shoulders still together at the top of this movement. Core is strong, back is neutral. We got 15 seconds. You're gonna come into that ISO hold again. Last 10, guys. Almost there. Get ready for that transition. We got one more movement after this. Getting close to being done with the back as well. We'll go 2, 1, drop them down, bring into that fly, hold and squeeze those shoulders. Pull them back down and together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. It's all about creating tension within your body. We don't need the weights. This is just actively engaging and flexing through those muscles, connecting to them. We're gonna go into our last movement. We got 2, 1, and time. Pick up those dumbbells. You're gonna stand up tall. You're gonna curl, release. You're gonna pull into a row. Release. If you wanna make this a little bit harder, give me that slight bend. Pull row. Curl, pull row. 30 seconds, guys. We're gonna end with the fly. So you got one more round of flies. And then we're gonna go ahead and get that next break coming. Make sure you're still squeezing those shoulders together, pulling them towards the middle of your back, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Nice strong center. 7 seconds. We're gonna go here, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop them. Last fly, guys. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Hold that tension, flex. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze them together as tight as you can. Think about bringing those pinkies to touch back behind you. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Check them out. Give your arms a little break. We got one more round for those arms. We're gonna come into your chest and your triceps for this next set. So I'm gonna use my coffee table. You can use a couch. You can use your chair. You can even use the ground. So if you do not have a piece of furniture close by that you can elevate, we're gonna be doing dips. A couple options you can do from the ground. You can use your dumbbells to help elevate you. You can be here, like this, or you can do it straight from the floor, where you're gonna be here, like this. Your range of motion is just gonna be a little smaller. For this set, your guys' ISO movement, you're grabbing onto your weight and you're gonna push through it. So I'm not actually gripping, instead I'm just pushing through like I'm gonna crush it with my hands, okay? Creating that internal force on the dumbbell or the kettlebell, whatever you're using. So if you can go no fingers and just push through, that's gonna be the best, okay? All right, get yourself set up, figure out where you're gonna do your dips. We're coming into dips first. We're gonna go here, ready, set, go. So pull those shoulders back and down, elbows go straight back behind you, bring it down, push up. We're doing our best to use as much upper body strength as we can. So the legs, they can help, they're there, but if you don't need them, don't use them. Try to keep your shoulders rolled back and down and see how much range of motion you can get. See how low you can lower into it. We got 20 seconds. You're ready to grab that dumbbell and come into that ISO hold, guys. 15 seconds, inhale down, exhale, woo, bring it back up. Last 10, inhale down, exhale back up. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab onto your dumbbell. Again, seated, standing, doesn't matter to me. Just give me that force. I want you to pretend like if you could, you would give yourself a high five through this dumbbell. Keep the elbows up and squeeze as hard as you can. You've got 7 seconds. We're gonna go ahead and transition into a kickback. So you're gonna grab your dumbbells. So then go ahead and alternate with these. So stand up for me, or you can do it kneeling if you're already up. You're gonna go ahead and kick into that tricep. My elbows stay elevated. I'm gonna kick my triceps out. So Susan, you can go 1 and then bring it out in front of you and switch to the opposite side here. If that's too heavy, Susan, bring it up over your head for a tricep overhead extension. That'll also work out great. Work on that range of motion, guys. We got 20 seconds. Exhale up, inhale down, flex those triceps, connect to those muscles. You're gonna come into that ISO hold again. We got 10 seconds to go. Almost there. We're gonna go here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab onto that dumbbell, push through it. Elbows up, crush, 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 crush. It's all about the internal force. The harder you can push into the dumbbell, the more you're gonna feel that chest working. The further you can take it away from your body, also the harder it is. All right, guys, we're coming into an elevated push-up. So whatever you did your dips on, you're gonna do a push-up on. Go ahead and drop your dumbbell. You can go knees or you can go down into a full plank. Just bring yourself down into that push-up. Squeeze and press up, okay? Choose a variation that works for you. We're in it, we're right here. We got one more set with that iso hold, and then the arms are gonna be done today. Make sure the core is tight. Focus on that range of motion. How low can you get? Bring that chest down to your table or the chair. We got 20 seconds. Let's go. Last couple ones, guys, 15 seconds. Inhale down, exhale, big push. Keep that core strong. Try not to let your low back arch. Breathe through it. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab onto the dumbbell. Give me that last iso hold. Crush through it. Hold it out. Give me everything you got right here. Push through that dumbbell. Crush it, crush it, crush it, crush it. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 7 seconds, guys. As hard as you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it. Shake out the arms. Again, you're gonna get that little mini break here. We're gonna bring you back up to standing for your last 3 sets, and then we'll finish on the ground today. But you guys have about 40 seconds. We're gonna transition into your legs. So while you're resting, I'm gonna show you what that movement is gonna be. Your first round, we're gonna do a squat hold. So no hands on the legs, but your hands can go anywhere else. You're just gonna bring yourself down into your squat. You're gonna hold at the bottom of the squat. That's gonna be our in-between movement in our reps, okay? So just finding a comfortable position. If you need to go a little bit higher, you can go higher. Make sure you're protecting the knees. The other thing you can choose instead, if you feel more comfortable, is find space on your wall and give me a wall sit instead, okay? Wall sit's actually gonna be a little bit harder, but a good alternative if you don't feel comfortable just holding squat in space. Grab your dumbbells. We're gonna start with weighted squats though. So I'm gonna keep mine on my shoulders, but if you wanna put yours out in front of you, feel free to. Here we go, guys. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So this first set, we're gonna put more emphasis on our quads. So to do that on your squat, I don't want you to come all the way up. I want you to push to about 90%, drop back down. Push 90% of the way up, come back down. I also want you to do your best to stop at 90 degrees on that squat. So with my wide squat or my hamstring squat, I'm gonna reach for a fuller depth of range of motion. But when I'm putting emphasis on my quads, I'm just stopping right at that 90 and then pushing 90% of the way up. We got 15 seconds. You're gonna drop those weights. You're gonna hold that squat for me. Again, do your best to stay at 90 here when we come into that squat hold. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, bring it to 90, hold it here. 15 seconds, guys. Back is tall. Squeeze those quads, ground your feet. Breathe, you got 10 seconds. Come on, we're almost there. We're gonna come into a short lunge. We'll go 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down, shake it out, pick your first leg. What I mean by a short lunge is I want your knee right by the back of your front foot. So you're not gonna really reach too far. Again, we're gonna get that shorter 90-degree angle to put more emphasis on our quad. Jump in, guys, we're in it right here. We're gonna go ahead, come back into that squat hold, and then we'll switch sides. Do your best to step up with that front foot. Try not to push off of the back foot if you don't have to. And instead, shift your weight to that forward foot and give me that big step up. Like you're climbing stairs, or you're stepping up on a box. We got 7 seconds. We're gonna go 4. Get ready for that squat hold. 2, 1, find your position. 90 degrees, chest up, hold in here, guys. I know we're feeling it, so if you need a break, stand up, shake them out. You're gonna come into your close squat on the opposite side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick shake out. Grab those dumbbells. Roll those shoulders back and down, nice tall posture. Give me that range. Right here, guys. Again, shorter stance. This round's all about the quads. 30 seconds. Really focused on that step up. If you need to drop the weights, don't be afraid to just go body weight. Listen to your body. As long as you're feeling challenged, you're reaching that peak intensity, that is all that matters. 15 seconds, guys. Almost there. Last 10. All right. We're coming into your squat hold. We're gonna go here in 3, 2, 1. Give it to me right here. Bring it down, guys. 90 degrees. Hold, lift the chest. You got it. 14 seconds. Ground those feet. Nice tall posture. 7 seconds. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake them out. Last movement. Bring your feet close together. One dumbbell. Close stand squat. Sink back again, just to 90. Push to 90% of the way. So if you can see, both my feet are facing forward. I don't have any turnout. And I'm also just a few inches away. So about 3 inches of space between my feet. And you're not gonna be able to get as low. That's fine, okay? You're also not able to sit back as much. So your glutes kind of end up in alignment with your heels at the bottom of this. 15 seconds. You're gonna give me one more hold. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna go ahead and shift to that glute hamstring emphasis. All right, guys, get these last few ones. Get ready for this last hold. 2, 1. If you want an extra challenge, keep those arms above your head for this last set right here. Reach up, keep that chest lifted. You got 10 seconds. Actively squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads. Keep your core tight, keep your chest lifted. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Check them out. You got a break. You've earned it. We've got one more set on the legs. This time, we are shifting all of our emphasis to the back side. So lots of glutes, lots of hamstrings. As you guys are resting, I'm going to show you that movement. So this time, for some of you, you're going to want to hold on to a wall to help you balance. And you're just going to alternate a glute kickback. Some of you will just do it in free space. So choose what's going to work best for you. The most important thing, I'm just going to kick my leg back. But if I kick back and I lean forward, I'm actually creating the movement through my hip, and I'm actually not using my glutes. So when you kick back, this stays in the same spot, even if that means that leg doesn't go up as high. So you're going to kick back and switch. It's much easier than some of the other ones we've been doing, but you're just going to give me that standing kick back. Don't be afraid to grab onto a wall if you need it. All right, guys, we're going to start with that Romanian. So meet me standing. Roll those shoulders back and down. Dumbbells are going to go out in front of you. Little bend in the knee, about shoulder distance. Trace those dumbbells or your weight straight down your quads. Look at my back, it's flat. My shoulders are backing down. And then I'm going to engage my glutes to stand up. This is the whole movement. The back needs to stay long. The movement comes from that hip hinge. I'm pushing my hips back, and then I'm engaging to stand back up. Okay, so hips go backwards, core stays strong. Dumbbells should be right in alignment. Go ahead and join me, guys. If you're not, we're right here. Big stretch, whole squeeze, big stretch. Try to really focus on driving through those heels. The whole foot is grounded, but put that emphasis into your heels as you start to engage those glutes to stand back up. We got 7 seconds, almost there. All right, get ready for those kickbacks. We're going here in 2, 1, and time. Set those dumbbells, nice tall posture. Grab the wall if you need to. Just trying to kick that heel back and up. So you're getting that nice flexion through your glute. You got 5 seconds. We're grabbing the dumbbells. We're going to come into your sumo squat. We'll go 2, 1, and time. Grab onto those weights. Nice wide base. Turn out on your feet. Tuck your glutes underneath you. Slide down. Pretend like you're up against the wall. You're sliding up and down the wall. So instead of letting your hips poke back like our regular squat, instead, we're going to just slide them up and down and focus on that big squeeze at the top. Really finishing the top of this movement with a good glute squeeze and inner thigh. Knees track out to the side. We got 15 seconds left. We're almost there, guys. Breathe through it. Last 10. All right, we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those dumbbells, find that glute, kick back again. If you need the wall, use the wall. Keep your chest stationary. If you find yourself looking at the ground, you're moving too much to the hip. So find that balance. Keep your body upright. 4 seconds. Last one's gonna be a wide squat. So you're gonna find a position between your normal stance squat and that sumo squat, and your toes aren't gonna turn out as much. So go ahead and grab those dumbbells. This one, I want you to reach for that range of motion. So you can get below parallel. You're gonna give me below parallel. Engage those glutes at those bottom. Start squeezing the glutes as you drive out of it. Starting at the very bottom of the movement, putting that emphasis, glutes, hamstrings, big squeeze, up. 25 seconds, guys. Give me that full follow through at the top. We got 20, big reach, push, squeeze. 15 seconds, you're gonna give me that last set on these kickbacks. Last 10 here. All right, we're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up nice and tall. Give me that kickback. Last set, guys. Hold and squeeze. Find your center. Keep your posture tall. You got a break coming after this. We're gonna hit a quick little cardio round, some abs, stretch, and be done. We're gonna go here, 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome. All right, you guys are resting. Your cardio round is gonna look exactly the same. The only difference is instead of an iso or a flexion move, you're gonna come into a jumping jack. So while we're in that rest, you can give me a full jack or a step. If it's too hard, arms up, you're gonna push out. Okay, so that's gonna be our resting. Choose a variation that works for you. You can step and still make it a little bit more plyo as well if you need to. Okay, so the first one, we are gonna start with a squat and press. So we're gonna have those dumbbells. You can go 1 or 2. You're gonna squat down. You're gonna make it 1 fluid press. Bring it down. Since we are more concerned with tempo this round, don't worry so much about the depth of your squat. We give you that explosive power, shorter range of motion, quicker tempo. Okay, guys. Yeah, 15 seconds. Let's go. If you want to go no dumbbells, you can also go no dumbbells. Again, listen to your body this morning. We're going here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So it's a little bit more range of motion than a thruster. I am going to get into that squat position, but I want that same power as I had with that thruster. Inhale down, exhale push. On that break, we're going jumping jacks. Figure out what your variation is as we're working through the set. Use those legs to help press those arms up. Use the core. We got 20 seconds, guys. You're doing great. Keep going. Almost there. Use your breathing. Keep that explosive power. We got 10 seconds. All right, get ready for jacks. We're gonna go here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I'm going full. If you want to step, you step. Your next movement, ski jump. So you're gonna need space to move laterally. If you need to go face your mat or face the wall, you're ready for that. I'm gonna show you modified first, and then I'll go to the advanced version, okay? So here we go, we're transitioning. Modified, you step, reach your toe. Step, reach your toe. Join me when you can. Or if you feel comfortable, now we're jumping. How far can you launch yourself? Can you jump out of the camera? Big jumps. Use your arms, catch, balance, launch. Catch, balance, launch. 25 seconds, stay low. Once you have that rhythm, you can work on that speed and that tempo. Make sure you're moving safely, but quick, as fast as you can. We got 10 seconds, guys. Coming back into jumping jacks. You got this, almost there. We're gonna go here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Step out is fine. Big arms, big legs. Last one. We are gonna go, I can't even read my handwriting. 2, Keep going with the jumping jacks. Oh man, what did I write? Oh, 2 splits, 2 hikes. Okay, here we go, guys. 2 splits, it's not a split jump. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 2 high knees. Okay, so I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2. If you need to step, 1, 2, that's fine. We got one more round of jumping jacks, and then this cardio is done. Short and sweet. Use your breath, use your arms. Find that rhythm. 1, 2, shuffle, shuffle. 13 seconds. One more round of jacks. Almost there, guys. 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 18 seconds. Big arms, big legs. Oh, we got left this core. We're almost there. 10 seconds. All right. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys. Depending on your intensity, if you find yourself panting, that real shallow breath, take some time to slow your breathing down. Focus on big inhales through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Bring yourself back. That lower heart rate. Collect yourself. You're going to come down to the ground to finish. We're going to hit the core, and then you're going to stretch. If you want to grab some water, feel free to. If you need to readjust to see, go ahead and readjust if you need to. And we will get after this last set. It is just like all the other sets we've done. So we will have that iso hold instead of our rest. So again, while you guys are resting here, I'm going to show you what that resting movement is going to be. It's just going to be a crunch hold. So you'll be on your back here. Again, whenever we're doing core, guys, we want to close that gap. So every movement we do, push your pelvic floor and your abs, your low back, belly button, and ribs into the ground. So if I were there and I tried to come and put my hand underneath your back, for the next 4 minutes, at no point am I able to slide my hand underneath the back. There's no low back arch. You're fully engaged here, okay? For the hold, you're just going to bring yourself up, and you're just going to actively hold your shoulders up and squeeze your core. It's just the top part of the crunch. We're just going to hold there and flex, okay? So you're going to do that in between your sets. Our first movement is going to be our reverse crunch. So for some of you, you're going to want to stick those hands underneath the glutes to protect your low back. You're going to, goal is to take these knees to our forehead, but depending on how strong you are in those lower core, you may just find yourself lifting like this, and this is fine, okay? So you determine your own range of motion, but just keep in mind that our goal is we're going to try to take those knees up towards our forehead, roll up into that tight ball, and then the slower you bring your hips down, the harder this is, okay, guys? So keep that in mind as well. All right, you guys ready? If you want to make it harder, don't put your hands under your glutes, lay them by the side of your body. We're going here, ready, set, go, and we're into it. Big roll up, squeeze and control down. The slower you bring those hips, the harder this is. So we're back in strength. We don't care about tempo. We really want to actively engage and squeeze up and down, working both directions. Again, guys, check your neck and head. I want you to do your best to relax the shoulders, relax the neck, actively squeezing as you release those hips finally to the ground. You got about 15 seconds. Remember, we're going to transition into that iso hold and that crunch. Here we go, guys. You're ready to make that switch in 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your feet. Push the low back into the ground. Hold. Actively squeeze. Every exhale you take, pull your belly button up higher. Cinch your sides more. Lift those shoulder blades up. You got 7 seconds. We're going to come into a cross body crunch. I'm going to show you 2 options. I'm going to start with the easier option. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. Release the shoulders. Elbow comes to opposite knee. This is going to be easier. If you want to make this harder, keep your feet where they are. Roll up to meet that knee. Either option works great, guys. I want you to aim that elbow for the outside of your knee. Again, focus on flexing by curving that spine. The more I can roll that spine up and down, the more flexion I'm getting through my center. We got 20 seconds. You got this, guys. Whew. Breathe through it. 15 seconds. You're gonna come back into that crunch hold. Let's do it here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Connect your low back, lift up, squeeze, flex, flex, squeeze, 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 squeeze. It's easy just to hold it. Don't just hold it. Stay active with it. Actively pull in the core. Make it as hard as you can for yourself. Last movement, guys. You're gonna give me a full sit-up if you can. If you can't, you're just gonna go up as high as you can. Here we go. So for some of you, this is your sit-up right here. It's a 3/4, that's fine. If you can get all the way up, roll on the way up with me. Again, curving the spine. If you need to go just to a regular crunch, give me just a regular crunch. This is your workout, do you? Just keep the body moving. You got 30 seconds. We got one more iso hold. And we just come out and we stretch out to finish, guys. Breathe through it. We got 20 seconds. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale, flex, squeeze. Now, if you want to make this last one harder, you can take your legs out. So I'm going to elevate my legs and I'm going to hold them out in front of me long to make this a little bit harder for this last hold. Get ready to switch in 2, 1, and go. So you can keep it where you were, or you can join me right here. 10 seconds, guys. Come on. We're going to go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Woo. All right, guys, you made it. We're already on the ground. We're going to stay on the ground to stretch today. So I'm going to have you find your figure 8 position. So you're going to slide one foot up. You're going to take that opposite leg. You're going to lay your foot on the front of that bent foot quad. And then I just want you to push your knee out in front of you. Relax your neck and shoulder. If you want to guide the knee out, you can. But you should feel the stretch around the side of your glute. Breathing into that hip. We're going to take this leg and we're going to twist it to the ground. So you're going to twist the top foot over to land to the ground into this nice hip stretch. Once it's on the ground, I want you to push this knee out again. And then this hip is elevated, but give yourself that mental cue of pushing the hip to the ground. It's not going to get there, but just by sliding it or just thinking about pushing it down, you're going to feel this nice deep stretch through your hip. And again, just relax, slow the breathing, breathe into it. All right, you guys, go ahead and untangle your legs. Don't switch yet. So whatever leg was on top for me, it was my right leg. I'm going to keep my right leg as my top leg. So I'm going to keep stretching that hip and that QL. So you're going to find hurdler. So I took my right leg. It's the one that's down on the ground. I'm going to reach for my toe, my ankle, my calf, whatever you can get a hold of here. What I'm more concerned with is going to be this circle sweep to stretch out the low back. So keep this shoulder open, so I don't want it to collapse. Keeping it open, reach across for this nice big stretch through your low back, and try your best to push this knee down as you reach. And then just breathing into it as you hold the stretch, you may notice that you're able to get a little bit lower. Maybe your hand gets closer to that foot. But keep the shoulder open again. Keep checking. If you're looking at the ground, you need to open up and look at the ceiling instead. We're going to hold for 10 more seconds. Go ahead and release. Again, staying with the same side. All I want you to do is pick this knee up. So now you're sitting with the knee hugged in towards your chest. You're going to pick your opposite elbow, plant it to the outside of your knee. Put weight into this back arm. So I want you to have tension into the ground here, and then I want you to turn and look over that shoulder for this nice back bend, back rotation here. We're going to take a counter twist. So you're going to go ahead, keeping the same leg elevated, just rotate yourself over and then rotate to the other side. This is more just to release tension, so it's not as much of a stretch. All right, guys, go ahead and release. You got to do that whole circuit on the other side. So you're going to lay back on your back for me. Take the opposite foot now to stack right on top of the quad. If you can flex this foot, meaning heel out, toe towards you, you're going to get more out of the stretch, and then you're going to push that knee out. Again, do a quick check of your hips. Make sure they're in that parallel line. If one is slightly higher, you're going to need to just adjust that slightly, even if it means the knee doesn't open up as much. Take that big inhale. On your exhale, you're going to bring this foot down at the ground for that big hip twist. Once it's on the ground, guys, push the knee out using the bottom leg as leverage, and then top hip. It's never going to get to the ground, but just give yourself that cue of pushing it into the floor. And then breathing into the hip. Awesome, guys. We're going to go ahead, release out of that. You're going to find yourself back up into that seated position. So again, whatever leg was on top, left leg for me this time, I'm going to bend that leg that was on top. I'm going to straighten the opposite leg. Again, depending on your flexibility, you may be able to get the toe, you may be at the ankle, you may be at the hamstring. Just grab onto something, get some leverage, and then keep the shoulder open and reach across. And then just slowly let yourself sink. You should feel this around the outside of your hip and your low back on this bent leg side. All right, guys, go ahead and release. All we're gonna do is bring this knee up. You're gonna need to turn yourself to face so you're forward. Hug the knee in tight, opposite elbow outside of the knee. Put weight into your back arm as you turn to twist to look over. All right, release into that counter twist. So I'm just gonna bring myself over. Again, not too much of a stretch on this one, but just more of an opener. Go ahead and release, guys. Last couple ones, just for those shoulders. Bring it straight across your body here. Hold the shoulder back and down as you bring it across the body. You're gonna go ahead and switch opposite side. Again, back and down, and then pull across. All right, guys, bring the arms out in front of you. You're gonna cross at your elbows, and then you're gonna cross again. Some of you may be going wrist, some of you may be able to contact palm to palm. Pick your variation. Once you're in that pose, if you can, take a big inhale, and on your exhale, start to lift those elbows up for this nice big stretch. So your back of your shoulders and your traps. Breathe into that, pull the shoulder blades apart. Release those arms, shake it out. The opposite arm has to go on top. So cross elbow again, rotate around. You may find it easier or harder on the side, probably a little harder. We tend to go with our stronger side first. And then take that breath on that exhale, start to lift those elbows up. Pulling the shoulder blades apart, doing that nice big stretch. 10 seconds. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Guys, you did it.